Hello everyone and welcome to episode 4 Megaman X4. In the last part, we've defeated all but one of the robot masters. I'm playing much classic Mavericks. Now it's time for Storm Aul, who left with the space fortress to conquer the air. And the way I said Storm Owl there is actually the way the guy who announced the names of the Mavericks says it. I'm guessing, I'm not sure why he says it like that. I think it's either a computer-generated voice or maybe it's an actual guy somewhere in Capcom, but I wouldn't know. But this entire level is based on an Air Force squadron, so you need to be kind of careful here because this can be actually kind of tricky because of a lot of bottomless pits. Especially to get this hard tank right there. Because if that laser blows up those platforms before you get it, it's gone for good. Well, not for good. Once you die, it'll come back, but still, it can get kind of annoying. Now, actually, this level in the next section coming up here, after we blow that guy up and warp out for no reason whatsoever, we couldn't have just warped into this part. Why? I don't know. But this part of the level here actually has by far what I consider to be the most annoying capsule to get, but I'm not going to be showing how to get it. The way you get it is, at the end of this hallway there is a lot of spikes that begin right here, actually. But you need to use the lightning web, somehow put it right on those spikes, and wall jump up to the top of that little corridor up there to get to the tank, which are the buster parts, which are the two types of buster parts, which I consider to be the best ones to get. So make sure you can try to get them. Now this is by far the weirdest mini boss, or one of the most pathetic mini bosses, because the boss himself does absolutely nothing, except from what I can tell, summon these guys, who shoot very big but very weak lasers. And believe it or not, we're already done with the stage. The boss is right up here after this little energy recap tank. Very nicely edited jump cut. Yeah. I cannot speak today for some reason. And Storm Owl himself, and he made the earthshake with that salute. That is one hell of a salute. Why was I scrolling for this? Oh, that's right, I was doing other stuff while recording this as well. Now he's weak against yeah, this is actually, if I remember correctly, one of the only bosses this is the only boss I use this on. I don't use the nose strike on that is, and that is he's weak against the, I forget what it's called. I think it's aiming laser. The way you use this weapon is actually a bit unique, because you do actually aim where it goes, and once it's locked on, it goes. I don't remember what this thing's charge attack is. That I'm sure I might find out when I record a certain part of it later on tonight. And he's already dead. This game is amazingly fun, but still, it's pathetically easy. But then again, I'm only playing the X playthrough with the Nova Strike. Once I start playing Zero after I finish this playthrough tonight, it's gonna be a hell of a lot harder. And we get Double Cyclone, which to me is only useful in one boss fight, which I'll be getting to later. And yeah, that's what Magma Dragoon is weak against, so the order is now completed. And apparently the Rebel Force is going into space, and this is where the finale of the game begins. We start off at the spaceport. Now, for some reason, this is a level that when I was a child I always died on, because I'm not sure why, but this area right here gave me so much trouble for some reason. Then again, I was really fidgety back in the day. I didn't know how to take my time well. Then again, it might also be because of the boss fight at this stage. It's a bit of a pain if you don't have either his weakness or the Nova Strike. Now, this is actually, if I remember correctly, except for maybe No, this may actually be the only one-part stage in the game. Because the boss door is right at the top of this vertical section. What I was doing there that compelled me to the wall so much, I think I don't remember. Wait, was I? Nah, I wasn't doing that. And here's the boss door already. And it's the second fight against Colonel. Now, I actually did look this guy up. His weakness is only the fully charged X-Buster. And the Nova Strike, which I'm going to be using to utterly destroy him. Because I still view this guy as the hardest boss in the game. Like this one, he's a bit harder because he's quite a bit faster. But in fact, I even decided to demonstrate. That doesn't hurt him. Then again, I didn't charge these, so that might have some effect on that. Frost Shield doesn't hurt him. Soul Body doesn't hurt him. And as you'll see, I couldn't really use that one. That does absolutely nothing. And the Double Cyclone does nothing. Pointlessness for the win. As for why I did that, I just wanted to demonstrate that you cannot use anything against him but the X-Buster and the Nova Strike. And now, for the last time until Battle Network 6, or no, Battle Network 4, I think, Colonel dies. Well, that was a short level. And now it's time for a cutscene as soon as I activate this.
Oh, not again. Hey, watch it! I'm terribly sorry.
It's me. Those hunters must not be allowed in here. Terminate them.
Roger. What a freak.
Hey, Double, what's the matter?
This is America. 17-2. Commander X, please respond. Nothing to worry about.
No further transmissions unless necessary to carry out the operation.
Understood.
I'm breaking contact.
And now, X will be my next target.
What the hell was that? Did you hear X's voice? That is not what X is supposed to sound like. X is supposed to be a teenager. That was the voice. That's actually the exact same voice actress that Mega Man Classic has in Mega Man 8. Why they used that, I'm guessing Capcom was just lazy, but still, God, that bothers me. I mean, they got it at least somewhat right in X7. In X8, they absolutely just perfected his voice, but even still, But anyway, more importantly, Double's a traitor. What? Double's a double agent? I never saw that coming. But actually, when I first saw that, that was actually a rather nice twist. The Jolly Fat Man was a traitor. Apparently, I just turned into Elmer Fudd. He was a traitor the entire time. And he's ironically, to me, except for maybe Colonel, one of the hardest bosses in the game. He's weak against the Double Cyclone, but I just decided to Nova Strike him because he made me mad. And he, yet again, has that sigil that's not the Repliforce, so he doesn't work for them. To be honest, this boss fight is actually one of the very few that I find easier in Zero's path, but his boss fight isn't with Double. Double's nowhere to be seen in that storyline, so we'll see what happens then. Then I decided to use an E-Tank because I was running very low on HP. It's you or me, Double. Oh, wow, that was actually rather close. I didn't even realize that. And now Double dies. Farewell, jolly fat man. We barely knew you. You had very little character to you whatsoever, except for that intro cutscene and the cutscene right before this. Other than that, you're not even really noticeable. Might as well be a goddamn hint system from Megaman. I mean, not from Metroid Prime. Now, I can understand maybe it was because they had to load that cutscene, but why did they start us outside the door like that? Just let us go through it! Now, this is a level I will not be actually showing in entirety through X's playthrough. There is a branching path up ahead, and I can only show one of them. At least as X, so I'm going the bottom path as X. Because, well, his ability to fly and such is a lot more useful down here. Zero. Yeah. And I die right off the bat, but I cut to when I can give it. And I only died once. Never mind the 0 that went from. Never mind that my lives went to 3 to 0, and it was 1 life. Okay, maybe it wasn't. Shut up. I haven't played this game in years, dang it. And I have no other excuse, really. It's just not my day, I'll just say that. For some reason, I really want to get that energy tank up there, but that mean energy tank, or is that just life energy? I've never been really sure, because energy tanks are really the E-tanks from Mega Man Classics. What would you call these? Because there's sub-tanks in this, even though they say E on them, that's just so you can know to differentiate which ones are the weapon and such. And now it's time for the boss of this level, which is, well, let's just say we will recognize him. And for some reason, he pops in. I don't think it does that in the normal PlayStation version, but I'm playing on an emulator, so. And it's Colonel. See, I told you he's a lot bigger than he looks. Back in the cutscene and early on in the game. This guy is humongous. And I think this guy is actually somewhat of a tribute to the final boss of Mega Man X3. Because you can only hit him in one spot, and that's his tiny little head. As far as I think he's weak against a certain thing. You know what? I'm actually going to look up right now. But I just Nova strike him to death and shot him to death, so he wasn't that big of a problem for me. Let's see. Colonel right here is weak against. Colonel. No, did I just call him the Colonel? I meant the General. He's weak against the Twin Slasher. Gonna have to remember that. Because I might have ended it a bit faster. Yeah, I don't mean it. So, yeah, really. And actually, I missed out entirely almost on that boss fight off screen because I was looking up what his weakness was, which took me the entire thing, because he's actually rather easy of a boss if you know what you're doing. And he survives. Albeit he's missing an arm and a leg, but and apparently the weapon maybe is not malfunctioning, but it's actually being controlled by someone else. So we as X are gonna have to go and stop whatever's going on, as usual. But with that, I'm going to end this off here. Rate, count, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. And next time on Mega Man X4, we will continue on into the second to last stage in the game. See you guys then.